So we're coming up on the end of the year, and I got a ton of stuff in my queue. Right, this is the last couple of videos. I've been thinking, what do I do? I've got some Calvas I need to work through. I got a whole bunch of the Diageo special releases, the malt range, and that's entertainment, right? That's an hour and change of me complaining about Scotch prices, right? But we're not going to do that because we're just going to do more Hamden. It just like this is the year when I actually got a chance to visit Hamden, the distillery. Do visit if you ever have the chance, go hit Hamden. It's astonishing. So this felt like I just need a little bit more Hamden before I close the year out and head to my my year's end list. That's going to be a nightmare. I keep thinking there are things I'm going to add to that list and then discovering by my own rules I've disqualified them. So there's going to be a long, honorable disqualified list. Anyways, let's get into these. All these are Habitation Vellier bottlings. Two of them are picks from Astor Wine and Spirits in New York. I was very happily gifted some of these things. Now they're pretty darn young. The oldest thing here is 6 years old, and that's kind of like, okay. So I've said before that I think Hamden is maybe the best distillery going on the planet right now. But if they have an Achilles heel, if they have a weakness, it's their aged rums. Like they've only been aging their own stocks for I want to say 12 or 13 years now. You'll find Hamden's older than that, but that's all stuff that's gone to, third parties, brokers, Maine rum, stuff like that. Hamden's own stocks have only been aging for just this side of a decade. Then that kind of shows. We got a 6-year-old, we got a 4-year-old, and a 5-year-old here. But I am excited about the marks. First up is an HLCF. So this is basically rum fire. Okay, so it's basically the HLCF Classic, which is the same mark as Rumfire, except this is 2 years older than that. I love that stuff. We got some HGML, Hugmel, actually two different Hugmels, which was my favorite. It wasn't a mark I really paid attention to in the past, but it was my favorite of the 8 mark set that I recently reviewed. So I am excited and super pumped to try these. All right, no notes. I'm gonna review these as I go along because it's December. I work a retail job and I haven't had time to sit down and take notes on anything. All right, let's get our noses in. What is this? This is the Astor Wine and Spirits pick from Habitation Vellier. Is HLCF 2016 cask number 223, and it is 6 years old. Ex bourbon. HLCF is you're just starting to get into the madness of high ester territory. This is 500 to 600 grams per hectoliter of pure alcohol worth of esters. And let's get into it. Oh, Hamden. Can you absolutely find little places where other distilleries can kind of edge their nose in to kind of give Hamden a challenge? Absolutely. The agent thing is one thing. Another thing is they have to source their molasses, which places like Worthy Park don't need to. But you put your nose in a glass of this stuff, and you just immediately sense the quality and the heritage. Oh man. Okay, so what am I getting here? I am getting pineapple something it's a pineapple dessert, but it's not cake. This is more like a if you could make pineapple pudding, that's kind of what this smells like. Like a really rich pineapple syrup, something like that. They're going to throw in a whole bunch of mixed olives, a whole bunch of salted licorice, fennel. There's an orangey thing, but it's almost chemically orange, but nice. Like there's a little bit of orange Faygo in here. Certainly some vanilla going on. Black pepper. Um, Cola actually, like, but not Coca-Cola. This is more like artisanal cola. You know, the stuff where you pay like $6 for 4 pack. That stuff, where the cola nut aspect is kind of right front and center. Um, oh, what else? I mean, there's lots of little things going on. Little touch of dried cherry. Just kind of, and a little bit of a nice musty thing. There's um, a little bit of a like an old furniture that you've had stored in your basement. You just kind of brought it out, kind of smell. Like musty couch is really the sense. Some minerality, a little bit of floral thing, but not as much. Not as given like the ester level on this. I was expecting more flowers, but and they're kind of there. They're just laying out in the background, letting the pineapple take the lead. Um, some roadside gravel and fresh sneakers. Yeah, fresh sneakers, but nice. Okay, let's see what happens on the palate. Oh, and a couple of like mixed berries, little blueberry, little blackberry, strawberry on the palate. Ooh. On the ears, I'm sorry, on the palate, I get a lot more of those extra 2 years of oak aging versus the standard HLCF Classic. This is very, very spicy and peppery on the nose. I'm sorry, on the palate. Again, retail job, holiday season. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep. Bear with me. Yeah, I mean the core flavor here is take some pineapple slices, lay them out, take a pepper grinder, just grind a ton of fresh black pepper all over them, and then eat them. That's a lot of what's going on here. I'm gonna throw in some vanilla, some cinnamon, really like cinnamon stick, clove, fennel, salted licorice again. Um, there's a floral note, but it's and a kind of herbal note, but it's more almost like a bergamot thing than actual flowers or herbs. Now let's say bergamot peel. Really like all like just straight up Earl Grey happening on this. um, the development is actually feels a little bit clipped. It shows its youth. Um, it's all in one big punch in the front of the mouth. Not a ton of mouth length on this. It is heading into my throat, but it's very like it's just a little kiss back there. That's a very strange image, but you know what I'm talking about. So most of what's happening is up front, and there's just a little in the back. Um, so it's kind of showing its youth a little bit. Yeah, good finish though. Hangs on pretty darn well. Um, oh, and there's a little bit of like a some kind of tobacco thing on this. a Latakia blend, like an old-fashioned English tobacco blend. It's nice. Um, Initially, well, we're going to add water and come back to it. But initially, my impression is I don't necessarily like this more than standard HLCF Classic, whenever the hell that hits retail shelves here. But we'll see. We'll see what happens when I add water. Let's do 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I mention the strength on this? 62%. So actually a hair bit stronger than the HLCF Classic. I'm tempted to go for another squirt. I'm gonna go for like a quarter squirt. Let's, yeah. And I'm gonna stop there. All right, moving on. Hugmill. Hugmill. This is not an Astra pick. This is just a standard Habitation Velier pick. Cast 132. HGML 2018, 4-year-old. Bottled at 60%. So HGML is just a hair over 1,000 grams per hectoliter of pure alcohol of esters. I think it's 1,000 to 1,100, something like that. So yeah, this is where, I mean, it started to get serious at like LROC HLCF in terms of esters. This is where it starts to get, bonkers. All right, so I believe this is also bourbon cask, right? Yeah. All these are going to be bourbon cask. On the nose. Let me write a little note to myself. Initially, and I had a little bit of this same impression with the Stacy I reviewed from the Long Pond, the STCE from Habitation Velier, like a week or something ago. It feels a little bit reduced, not forthcoming on the nose. It smells dense. It feels like I just took, a basket of berries, blueberries in particular, but also strawberries, blackberries, some mixed currants, and I threw some pineapple and orange in there, and then like put them into a black hole, like just compressed all that together into an infinitely tiny space. That's a little bit of what that smells like. Just really intense, dense fruitiness with some savory notes in there too. There's flowers, rocks, rocky flowers, floral rocks. Certainly, we're at fennel again. We still got that 1 foot left in traditional rum notes. Green olive. A little bit of like an old, old diesel engine that isn't really firing properly. I'm sorry. I'm trying to come up with more notes of this. It's just not. It's very dense. It isn't like telling me a whole lot. Certainly a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of like, I don't know, vanilla fudge comes to mind. Sweet tea. That's about it. I mean, still a good, impressive, serious nose. It's just not coming out and saying hello in the way that I would like it to. All right, on the palate. Oh. On the palate, though, 60%. Did I mention that? It's 60% ABV. On the palate, though, this is much more expansive. Lots and lots of flowers, lots and lots of rocks. orange, in particular orange pith. Like it feels a little bit like orange pith just exploded all over my mouth. But nice. Um, Pineapple, most definitely. Cherry cola, traditional Hamden note. Fennel, mixed olives. A little bit of that engine smell, or really more like that. You just got a drop of gasoline when you're filling up your car at the gas station kind of smell, like that thing. Except it's on the palate, so maybe I don't know. I'm gonna end that thought there. Um, the sweet tea is back, kind of intermingling with the floral notes, and lots of blueberry, lots and lots of blueberry as well. Blueberry, orange pith, lime, certainly some lime. Um, Kind of like freshly polished furniture, but nice. And yeah, some vanilla pod. But what's impressive to me is well, it's still very forward in the mouth. This is young. Like this is not, you know, there's not a hugely complex development. It doesn't have a ton of mouth length, at least not yet. I'm expecting water to improve that. But the finish just hangs on with this like just beautiful glowing berries and flowers and orange pith kind of thing, mixed in with a little bit of like barrel tannins. Yeah, very very good Hamden. Let's give it some water. 2, 3, 4. It's gonna take at least 5. I mean, and having like had, you know, aged DOC before, and or aged DOK, I'm sorry, and well, certainly aged HLCF. I think I've had some aged Diamond H as well. Like this kind of acts the way you would expect it to act. It's somewhere in between, like all of those. Like it's definitely starting to throw the floral mineral berries attack craziness that you get in DOK, but it's still got some of those traditional, more grungy, herbaceous notes that you would associate with lower ester marks. Nice. All right, but let's try its older brother. This is the Habitation Vellier. Wait, this is the Astor Pick, right? Yeah, Astor Pick, Hug Mill, 2017, 5-year-old, barrel number 146. Also bottled at 60%. The color is actually a hair bit lighter. I'm not sure if you can. I'm going to hold these things up. I'm not sure if you can actually see, but the color on this older one is actually a little bit lighter than this younger one. So that's interesting. Let's see what happens on the nose. Ooh. Much more floral. Much more floral. Okay, so we're getting a lot of field flowers, but also just like some kitchen herbs, a little parsley. A little basil as well. Really nice. But then also the orange pith, bergamot, sweet tea, definitely a lot of pineapple. That orange fago note, that's definitely back. Um, Sorry, I can hear my phone ringing. It's a little bit distracting. And then, like, again, black olive, fennel, a little salted licorice. Good nose. And just a little bit more open than the previous one. Yeah, it's the floral, the aromatics, the high-toned notes that are really making the difference here for me. It's there's even a honey thing, like an orange blossom honey element I'm getting on this. In some ways, it reminds me of older, like continentally aged Hamdens that I've had, which kind of bring this more aromatic side. But this is, of course, aged by Hamden themselves. Good nose, lots of flowers. The berries, did I mention the berries? Lots of berries. Also very concentrated, but now again, they're kind of coming out to say hello. On the palate, here we go. Yeah, this water could change everything, right? This is why we add water. But, just having these neat, I mean, this for me just leaves the standard Habitation Vellier in the dust. There's just it's they're both very expressive on the palate. This just brings another level of, yeah, like just high toned aromatic beauty. There's only another year on it, right? And it's actually younger than the HLCF, but this is just more complex in terms of how it develops. It arrives very kind of like spicy, like I just drank an orange juice infused with rose water, and then it just expands throughout my entire palate, and holds and holds and holds. There's a little bit more mouth length on this. Well, it still feels a little bit young, but it's damn good. And I'm guessing water will improve that. It usually does. You want notes? Yeah, it's going to be a lot of the same notes. Pineapple, orange faygo, bergamot, rocks and flowers. A little bit of what is that? No, I was gonna say like strong aroma baijiu, but it's really more like Phoenix aroma. Really talking Jifeng Zhou here. Yeah, just that more intense. It's not more intense. It's a little bit more of a distinctive, cleaner punch of baijiu-ness. I don't know how. I'm not going to continue that thought. Let's keep going. Lots of black pepper, tobacco. Again, kind of an English tobacco, Balkan style Latakia blend. But then it's got those little hints of rum. That little seawater and fennel and olive sort of thing. Just to remind you, yeah, this came from molasses. Yeah, this is really good. Is it? I don't know if it's as good as that TECA I tried a few days ago, but this is darn good. All right, let's give it some water. We'll come back to it. 3, 4, 5, and we'll go back through it one more time. Oh, I love Handon. I'm sorry. I know I should be giving more time to other producers, other distilleries, other regions, but I can't help it. I love this stuff. All right, let's go back through this trio one second time. Back to the HLCF 6-year-old, which I actually found quite woody on the palate despite its age. All right, let's see what happens. Let's add some water. Ooh. Now it really smells like pineapple upside down cake, with a whole bunch of berries on it. Oh, that's true. It was a good nose. It still is a good nose, but now it's really that with the sweetness, I guess, from the barrel, just kind of going up a little bit of a notch. It really smells very dessert-like, and I'm into it. A little bit more peppery as well. I mean, it's not the for me the king of the dessert marks is El Rock. Um, this is still a little bit more bonkers and austere than aged examples of El Rock, but we're tiptoeing into that territory while still keeping the weirdness. Yeah, I like this nose on the palate. Sometimes all you need is a splash of water. I was complaining about the apparent youthfulness of this before, about how the mouth length wasn't really, it was kind of most of what the action was up front basically, and now with a splash of water in there, now the finish is hanging. The finish didn't have a problem before, but now it's really hanging on tight. It's really like taking over my entire mouth with this kind of peppery, orangey pineapple thing. Oh, that's good. Outrageously good. This, yeah. The only problem with this is I still don't think I like this more than I liked the HLCF Classic. I mean, this is its own fun variation. I think those extra 2 years are adding an extra pepperiness to this, which wasn't there, and that's definitely worth trying. But yeah, let me try this one more time. They're pretty darn close. Yeah, I'm going to give this a 90 plus, which I think was the same score as the HLCF Classic. 90 plus out of 100. Um, Definitely one. Not everything that I have on the show that I add water to. I would actually add water when I'm drinking. I don't actually do it that often, but in this case, I would recommend give this a splash of water. It really seems to take it to life, and especially just improve how it behaves on the palate. Yeah, good stuff. 89. I'm sorry, 90 plus. And moving on to the first of our hug mills. This is the Standard Habitation Velier 4-year-old. Cask 132, now with a little bit of water. I found this a little bit kind of dense and reduced before. Let's see what happens now. It's maybe a little bit more open before, but it's still the least expressive nose of here, which is, again, considering the stats on this, the ester levels, like this just feels like it should be throwing more at me than it is. still feels just like a very dense compression of berries and orange and pineapple and stuff. You know, I like it. I just want a little bit more. Okay, on the palate. Mm, nope. Nope, it's still pretty much the same as it was, which is not bad. I mean, it's bringing a lot of the things I like about Hamden. Lots of orange, lots of pineapple, cherry, a little bit of like a cola nut thing. The flowers, the rocks, the fennel. It just feels very dense. It doesn't have a lot of the pieces involved are not articulating very well, if that makes sense. It just kind of all feels like one big ball of like high ester rummy stuff. Yeah, finish is about where it was. Mouth length is about where it was. Mouth feel is about where it was. Water hasn't really done much to this. Still very, 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 very good. But unless the last glass crashes, it's probably going to be the least of these three. I'm going to give this 89 points, which is still a darn good score, especially for a 4-year-old. But yeah, it's I don't think it's winning this fight. All right, moving on to the Astor pick, Hug Mill, 2017 cask 146, now with water. Ooh. There is now a milk chocolate element coming out, which I was not expecting. It's like a Hershey's milk chocolate thing. So it has that little bit of like almost a vomit thing, but nice. I don't know how to put that in a more pleasant way. Like I always find Hershey's milk chocolate to smell a little bit, like I don't know what it is. Yeah, that's crazy. So really, it's like rocks, flowers, all the fruit, vanilla, sweet tea, tobacco, but then you're just gonna throw like a little piece of Hershey's milk chocolate in there for fun. Yeah, good development. Pepper comes out a little bit, sweetness comes out a little bit, and Hershey's comes out a little bit on the palate. Less development on the palate than the nose, actually. Um, Let me try this one more time. Oh God, that's good. Yeah, mouth length is still about where it was, so it still feels a hair bit young. But um, yeah, the mouth feel and the finish are still stellar. Maybe even a hair bit better than they were before. Not a whole lot, but a hair. Um, and I just love the aromatic, herbaceous, floral, high toned nature of this. It's absolutely beautiful. Mm. But it's not like DOK, right? Like this still, it still tastes like a rum at a very basic level, rather than something that just came from another universe. Um, I like this a lot. I'm going to give this, I'm not going to go too high, 91 points. 91 points for the Aster HDML. Well picked, y'all. And that is the video. So the Aster HLCF gets a 90 plus. The standard Habitation Velier HDML gets an 89. Very darn good, but just not as expressive as I would want. And the Aster HDML 91. That is the video. Thanks for watching and cheers.